So this is how you plot your data in Excel. So for example, you have this data. So this is data from Klika. So this data here from E to H are for selectivity for nickel, calcium, and silver. And then uh, the first column here is the x-axis for the wavelength. And the second and third and fourth columns are the different y-axis for each metal. So you select the data, the x and the y-axis, and then go to insert, charge, and then scatter, and choose scatter with smooth lines and markers. So you will now be given a chart. So in this chart, click the plus icon for the chart elements. Remove the chart title, and let's put some axis titles. Okay, so the axis title, the y-axis title should be absorbance. So this is an absorbance data. The x-axis title should be a wavelength. And this is that's a unit of nanometers. So the absorbance have arbitrary units. So you can actually normalize your absorbance so that it will become to 1 by just doing a ratio and proportion. But we'll just can do that later. Our focus here is how to make the graph. Okay, so first things first, we need to cut our data. There's an empty space here, so in order to get rid of that, I click the y-axis, or sorry, the x-axis, then right-click Format Axis, and this panel will appear. So based on the data, the minimum wavelength is just 350, and the maximum is 550. So we will fit our data in this range, so from 350 to 550. And then the major unit is 50, the minor unit is 10. So go to tick marks, and then add a tick mark for the major. It's outside. For the minor, it's inside. So that you will see tick marks. And then go to fill. So the line should be black and say a width of 1. So you will notice that the line here changed to black and a width of 1 because the default in Excel is gray. So do the same for the y-axis. So go to this one, axis options. I think we can just set this to this minimum. So we can adjust it to say 2.3. Yeah. And then the minimum is 0 to 2.3. And then as is, for the tick marks, again, the major is outside, the minor is inside. And then go to fill. These lines should be black for clarity, and say 1. The width is 1 point. Okay, that one. We now have cropped the data. Okay, so let's now go to renaming the legend. So these are the legends here down. So if you select this one, you can actually move this around. Select the legend, the 3 of them, and try to move them around. Okay, you can actually resize them to be in a column, because usually the legends are in a column. So that's the legends. So we click our chart here, our plot area rather, so that we can adjust it to maximize it. Oh, not too much, too much. Okay, that one. I think this is enough. Okay. So to change the name of our series, the blue one, the blue series is for nickel. When you click the orange data, that's for calcium, and when you click the the gray, that's for silver. So we go to this one, chart filters, click that one, go to series 1, and then click edit series. We will rename this as nickel, Ni. So you will notice that the legend changed now to nickel. And do the same for series 2. This is calcium. And then for series 3, we do the same. We did series 3, silver. Okay. So you just resize it so that you can make it into a column of your choosing. Okay. So usually in a plot, uh, we select the plot area and we can actually, say, go to format and change the shape outline to black so that all of your chart will have a black outline. And then we can actually remove the grid lines. So you can click on one of these gray lines and then delete. Click one of these gray lines and click delete. So your data is now sort of presentable. You can actually adjust the font and font sizes. So select the legends, for instance, go to home and change the font style, say to Arial because that's the standard Arial, and then say the font is say 10. And then do the same for the axis title. So for the absorbance, you change it to Arial and then say 12 and say make it bold and it should be black. That one. Do the same for the wavelength. It's Arial, say 12, bold, and then black. Okay. We do the same for the axis values. So say Arial and say just make it 9. And then for the y-axis values, say Arial and say make it 9. Don't forget to make it black so that it will be clear. So select the axis black. And this is now your presentable data. So we just plotted this one in uh, Excel, and we have now a presentable data. So you can try to change the size of this chart so that you will have a more, you can emphasize the different changes or the different features of your chart. So this chart now can be inserted in your PPT or in your manuscript, in your Word file. So that's one good thing about charts. If you have a chart in Excel, you can copy paste it in PPT, PowerPoint, or you can copy paste it in Microsoft Word. So that's how you plot your data in Excel.